Hey, what's up, everybody? We're here with another new show. It's a weekend of firsts, and speaking of firsts, we're here with the two first Estonians to ever represent teams in a Counter-Strike major. So we have, of course, ropz from mousesports and HS from PENTA. How are you guys doing today?
Hey, what's up?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, same.
Everyone's good. Great. Fun little fact, I was doing some research. So the population of Estonia is about 1.3 million, and you guys have had two Estonians at a major, right? Population of the US is about 323 million, 26 major players from the US. Now, if you do some math, that averages out to one United States major player for every 12 million people. You guys, on the other hand, it's one major player for a little like 650,000 people, right? So, if Estonia was the same size as the United States, you guys would have 209 major players. So, you know, it can happen. Just keep growing that population. But yeah, so these guys were nice enough to take some time, and so this is going to be a new show called Around the Global Offensive. So we're going to be talking about Estonia today, and the Estonian scene, and everything that comes along with that. But first, obviously, we have to know kind of how you guys got into CS. So ropz, why don't you start?
Yeah, I mean, I was really young, and like the first games I was introduced to, they were like CS and RuneScape. But I mean, I still love them both till this day, but I just play more CS.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was just my older brother who got into it, who got me into it. And yeah, I just kept playing when I was young, and still do till this day. So I'm here now.
Yeah, it's worked out pretty well. HS, how about you?
I guess I started in 2004 with 1.6. I was like 7 years old, I think, in first grade. Like everybody in my school was playing it, so I just got into it as well. We just played like after class, like 2 or 3 hours every day.
Mm-hmm. And ropz, you never played 1.6 like seriously, right? You're a Go baby basically, but you do often KZ in 1.6, right? I see you all the time in 1.6, so that's what you're doing.
I mean, yeah, it's my like favorite game mode in 1.6. I picked it up when I was young. Also, I mean, I'm really good at that also. So I guess it's just I don't know.
Something you do to de-stress,
Yeah.
zone out. Cool. So as mentioned, we're going to be focusing and talking a lot about Estonia. So I mean, what is the Estonian scene like? I mean, we kind of see some Baltic events on HLTV every now and often, smaller lands, but what was it like kind of growing up and coming up in that scene? Anyone can start.
I mean, there's not that many good players in Estonia, to be honest. But there's like people that have potential, you know. I guess you just need to have the chance to get into like an international team or play with better players, but most people don't get that chance, and they don't focus that much on CS. But yeah, there's some people that could have gone further than the Estonian scene for sure.
Okay. ropz, what are your thoughts on the Estonian scene?
I mean, yeah, I guess me, HS, and Face just define the scene as of now. We're the most known people here. I mean, there are some people in FPLC who I've played with. I mean, also, as HS said, they have potential, but they just haven't had the chance. Yeah, I mean, we made some waves in the TWC national championship last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it shows we could work as an Estonian team, but it would take some time.
Yeah, and speaking of Phage, I wanted to have him here. He's obviously in China right now, playing for Ouya, but due to logistical schedulings, we couldn't have him here. But maybe we can do an Estonia 2.0 show in a couple months when he's back. All right, so. One probably like the most known Estonian teams, right, is OnlineBOTS, which kind of like that same kind of formulation is now known as WASD Esports. HS, you kind of represented them for a while, and ropz, I believe you might have played an event or two with them as well. That was kind of like the pinnacle of the Estonian scene for a while, right? Or at least the all Estonian team.
Yeah, I guess OnlineBOTS was the best team in Estonia for the longest time ever. I'm not sure what lineup they have right now, but I think there's actually nobody from OnlineBOTS.
Well, I think they're playing with like Helix and like Spares in that team now.
True.
Knight maybe, Bitcher,
Yeah.
Gabrick, Vista. So kind of like younger, I guess, more upstart players. But I mean, kind of so like HS, when you were kind of starting up in 2015, that was kind of like, was OnlineBOTS kind of like the height of what you aspired to, or were you always trying to kind of break out?
Well, first of all, when I started with CS:GO, I just played for fun, and I knew Spur from League of Legends, so I just played some matchmaking games with him, and he invited the other OnlineBOTS people, so I just played with them for a while, and they wanted to try me out, and I just kind of ended up playing with them. I didn't like think I would go try playing pro or something. I just like ended up playing with them, and I just went with it. But when I realized that the scene is growing so fast, that I decided to just focus only on CS, and I knew that I had the potential, so yeah.
How what was your background in League of Legends? Were you competitive in League of Legends, or just kind of
Yeah,
fun?
I was actually trying to go pro in that, but they changed the game so much that I didn't enjoy it anymore, so I just went back to CS. But yeah, I was like, if you know what Challenger is, I was almost Challenger, but it was back in Season 3, I think, so it was a bigger deal than it is now.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like Challenger people were the pro level, I guess.
Cool. I had no idea. All right. So I mean, after you kind of eventually outgrew the Estonian scene, right? And this is when you kind of got into dabbling with mixing mixing with international mixes, most notably like UK mixes and Swedish mixes, right? So how did that transition happen to first of you playing like the United Estonia teams, and then later like the Publiclir guys, right, with Dominate and those guys?
Well, the UK thing was because I think Cheti, Nuga, and Spur were already playing with them, and they were playing with 3 Estonians because Nuga was living in the UK, so the rules said that you have to have 3 players living in the UK, so it was okay to have 3 Estonians. So that's why they had 3 of OnlineBOTS members. And yeah, when I joined OnlineBOTS, I improved pretty fast, so they just noticed that I'm playing good, and they want to take me instead of, I don't remember who they replaced in the UK thingy. Yeah, they decided to take me instead of somebody, and we just played the UK thing because we didn't really have anything else to like prove ourselves in, so it was the best chance for me to like just get out there.
ropz were like, you obviously your career started kind of a little bit after HS's. Is like him and FaZe and Cheti, like are these guys that you kind of were you trying to follow in their footsteps, or have you kind of always been doing your own thing? Because you took a very different path right to the pro scene, and we'll kind of touch on that later. But I mean, what were you thinking in kind of 2015, 2016 when you were seeing, some of these Estonian guys kind of getting out there with these international rosters?
Yeah, I mean, I tried to get in contact with those people, but I mean, I was still a pleb back then. I didn't really have a name for myself. But I mean, I started playing FPLC, and I made some waves there. I got into contact with Cheti. And Cheti was the one who got me into the national lineup, I'm pretty sure, so it was like, just getting the contact was really good for me.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, going back to the OnlineBOTS theme, I was like, I guess in the last era of OnlineBOTS, like the OnlineBOTS org, I would say. It was me, Cheti, Helix, Saman, and Nuga.
Right.
And we were playing ESEA, and we were trying to get into Premier, but after that, we didn't make it in the playoffs, and we just disbanded.
Right.
So it didn't work out.
Right. So you guys kind of, well, I think HS, you kind of mentioned that there have been Estonian players that maybe could have made it on the international scene in, like, you know, at the earlier stage. Who are some of those guys that you can point out, like, that if this international kind of mix era had happened sooner, we might be seeing on the international stage?
I guess the old lineup of OnlineBOTS that was playing in the Star Series, I think. It was Nuga, Fates, Cheti, Spur, Helix, and I think Dots was playing as well. So I think all of those players have the potential and could have gone international.
Yeah, what has Cheti been up to recently? Because he had, like, some alleged ban issues, but then was cleared of that, but then really never made a comeback after that.
Yeah, I guess he just stopped playing after me and Fates left. Yeah, I think he's not gonna go for a comeback or anything like that. He has, like, a really nice job right now, and he's just focusing on that right now.
Okay. ropz, can you think of any other players that maybe could have kind of reached the top level of the scene, but just the timing wasn't right?
I don't know, to be honest. Maybe if Spur, maybe if he didn't go to the army, he could have had a chance. Because he defined, like, the upper role for Estonia. So but he went to the army and he took, like, a 1-year break basically because of that.
In Estonia, do you have forced military service, like in Finland or that sort of deal?
Yep.
So have either of you fulfilled that, or ropz, are you too young to do that?
I'm too young, isn't I?
I found a way out.
Okay. Oh, I'm sure there are kind of exceptions and all that thing. So you mentioned, and now I want to talk about, like, any upcoming Estonian talents. You know, obviously there is talent in the scene. You guys are there. You know, maybe we'll have 4 Estonians at the next major. You know, if there are more Estonians that can reach the top level, who do you think they are? You mentioned Spur before. He's kind of making a little bit of a comeback now. Do you think he might be able to kind of make that final leap, or what do you think?
I think Spur definitely has the potential. He just needs to play in a good environment. He needs, like, good teammates around him to improve more. I remember him, like, he used to hit every difficult shot with the up, and he was, like, really confident in himself. And basically, I was, like, looking up to him and Cheti when I was starting out. So yeah, I think that he has a lot of potential. Okay.
ropz, what about you?
I mean, I would say the same about Spur and Cheti, but I guess there's also, like, a lot of, like, young players who play Faceit every day in Estonia, but they're just not getting the chance. I mean, I guess Nita, he's still pretty young.
Okay.
And he's in FPLC, but he's not playing that anymore, I think, as far as I know. He's just playing with friends. And I mean, most of the players in Estonia are really young, so I guess they just haven't got the chance.
Yeah. Do you have any other names for us that we can put on a scouting list to recruit over here to North America to play some Premier? All right.
I don't know.
I think Helix is probably the smartest player of the Estonian players right now that haven't broken through.
Okay.
And yeah, maybe if Fates goes further than the Chinese scene, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think if FaZe, came back from China and, spurned some of that Chinese money, he could come back and probably, he obviously took a trip over to North America to play with Denial for a little bit, and I think he could probably get that opportunity again, especially after farming stats and rating in China for, a year. People are going to be like, wow, who's this guy with a 2.0 rating? He's destroying. Cool. So, I mean, we mentioned before you guys took very different paths to professional life. HS, you were kind of doing more of the traditional, grinding your way up through the lower ends of the scene, the local scene, the domestic scene, then breaking out, and then finally getting your chance with, premier and professional level teams. Whereas ropz, you kind of were playing much more locally, but then doing the FPL grind, and then were, plucked out of it. I mean, you got a nice shout out from Dennis, I guess, in the HLTV, end of the year ratings last year, and then all of a sudden you're on mousesports. So I mean, what what have those different journeys been like for you guys? ropz, you want to start?
I mean, it's just, for me, it was only Faceit, I would say, because I didn't really play anything else than Faceit. I just came home from school, play some pugs, and just repeat. That was like basically my journey. I mean, I tried to play in teams before I got into FPL, but like I knew those teams weren't the best, and I knew like there's no point of me playing in there because I'm not gonna make it anywhere with that team. So I would just play Faceit instead, and I mean, I got into FPL. Those cheat accusations that I had, I already knew that they were coming because everyone was saying that in FPLC. And I mean, I did go to the office at Faceit. That was pretty fun, a fun experience.
Now, that whole Faceit thing, was that kind of involved with you signing as well? Like, was that kind of a cover-up for you to be traveling to go meet up with some organizations, or was it just you literally were going to the office?
I was literally going to the office to play Faceit pugs. Okay.
And you've kind of spoken before that, you had multiple offers, right? I believe North American organizations looked at you as well. You've also gotten some criticism for not dropping everything, dropping out of school to focus, 100% on CS from some people. How do you kind of take those criticisms? What's your thoughts?
I mean, I'm like kind of an exception. I mean, not many people drop school for CS, and I don't really want to do it either, so I'm just following other people, I would say, that have finished school.
Right.
I mean, I think there are some people who haven't. I think maybe Olaf hasn't finished. I read it somewhere, maybe.
Okay.
But yeah, like the first offers I got was like just some NA teams, like Premier NA teams, and I don't really want to go for a Premier team in NA, so that wasn't really a case for me. I think one of the first professional team offer I got was Renegades, but as far as I know, Renegades offered a lot of people. Even Chris J got an offer, for example. And also like not the best team in NA, so I didn't really want to go for that.
Right.
But like the biggest thing was when Liquid offered me a spot, but it wasn't guaranteed. It was like a tryout at CS Summit, and then see what happens. But they just fixed the situation for me with my parents, and then like as I was talking with Liquid, Mouse approached me, and it was at first it was like a stand-in spot for Speedy, because they thought that I couldn't play with them because I had the different schedule. But when I asked for their schedule, it was just like they practice in the evening is fine for me, and that worked out for me, and I got the permanent spot on the roster.
Right. And HS, like I said before, your path was very different, right? Kind of just grinding your way up. So, I mean, how taxing was that for, kind of laboring in Estonia in obscurity for a long time before finally getting a breakout chance?
So after OnlineBOTS, I played in Publiclir because Fates got me to join with him. I played there for a long time. I was actually playing really good back then. I had really good stats and everything, but I don't know, nobody was interested in picking me up. After I left Publiclir, I actually played FPL for like 6 months or something, like no offers or anything, and then I got the chance in Rogue. was kind of like another leftover team. Everybody was just left out from their scenes, and we just played together. And because nobody wanted to just sit around and do nothing, all of us wanted to play competitive CS. So.
Right, and I mean,
it took a while.
Yeah, for sure. You mentioned that Rogue roster was kind of like a roster of leftovers from their respective scenes, and would eventually kind of wind up disintegrating. But was that an overall positive experience for you? Because you were playing with people that had a lot more experience than you on average, like a Maniac, a cheti, and those types of players. So how was that experience for you?
For me, it wasn't that good because I didn't show my potential at all. I didn't get that many chances at lands and against good teams. But I guess I learned a lot from it, and after that I improved a lot. So I guess you could say that in the end it was a good experience.
And then after Rogue, you eventually found your way to PENTA. You kind of did like a stand-in thing with them for a while, but then they went in another direction, but then you eventually wound up on PENTA, right? And which is where you find yourself today. And, you know, obviously you've reached the height of your career to this point with PENTA. You've attended a major after, you know, going through the qualifier. So, and, you know, fully international roster. And so again, how has that kind of experience been? Obviously coming a long way from the OnlineBOTS days.
So I guess PENTA was just started by Crystal and Sunny. It's just another team that has all the leftover players from the scenes. I kind of was just playing FPL, doing some stand-ins for PENTA. Crystal really liked how I played, and Sunny also saw the potential in me, so they just wanted to try me out, and we like instantly fit together. And then we decided to look for two more, and okay, I think at one point ropz was also one of the options, but yeah, I guess it didn't end up happening. But yeah, then there was like no other good players available other than Innocent and Zen. So yeah, we just went with the best players that we could.
And well, obviously you had Kakafu was coaching you currently, the coach of Big. He was there. Your time there overlapped, right? I believe.
I think as soon as I joined, he already left.
Okay. All right. Well, then that ruins that question. ropz, obviously you found your way on mousesports as we previously discussed. How has that experience been? Because obviously another international roster, Mouse had kind of been much maligned. You know, they had Nico, you know, one of the best players in the world, you know, never really seemed to live up to the potential of the sum of their parts. But then all of a sudden they get young gun ropz in there and they're doing well, they're getting to the major, they're surprising everyone. So how has that been? I mean, obviously you're very, very junior in terms of age compared to the other members of the team. So how was that transition? And, you know, not only that, but obviously this is your first professional team, right? You're just kind of plopped into the middle of it. So how has that whole thing been?
I mean, experiencing lands at the biggest ones, that's a really good feeling. Feeling the crowd. I mean, we haven't felt the crowd that much. We haven't made it to playoffs. But I think we had to make it to the playoffs in the major because everyone in Mouse wanted that, and it's just like one of the biggest goals for the team right now. But I mean, in terms of the team, I had a lot of pressure at the beginning because a lot of people were saying I'm really good, but I didn't really feel that at first, and I was really pressured. Didn't play as good in my first LAN, for example. It was 3 actors. But I'm just getting better over time, I would say. Like, I played better in my second LAN. It was the EPL finals. I had a pretty good LAN there. And yeah, I'm just trying to build up consistency right now. So as time goes on, I would say I'm getting better.
Has there been anyone like on that mousesports roster that has like really kind of helped you make that adjustment, or is it kind of like a team effort? Has everyone kind of pitched in?
I guess the biggest factor in our team is the coach, because he basically sets out the game plan like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So he has helped me like make better decisions and just do everything right. And yeah, he's the biggest influence, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, previously, in talking with Stiko, he's kind of described the difference between lmbt and Jonta as being that lmbt kind of is very focused on the basics of CS and, you know, teaching proper CS, whereas Jonta does some more kind of advanced strats. Does that kind of sync up with your experience with lmbt, or is he doing a lot more for the team as well?
I mean, overall, what our coach is telling us is like just reactions to actions.
Okay.
So like that's how our team works. Like if that team does that, then we do that, and just like that's how he tries to help us.
Mm-hmm. And are those reactions to actions, are they as granular as like are they opponent based, or are they more general? Whereas like
Just the general, yeah.
Okay, cool. So we have mentioned several times that you guys obviously both made it to the PGL Krakow major. First time that an Estonian has represented a team there, and you guys both did it at the same time. You guys unfortunately did not become legends, but you'll have spots at the next major qualifier. How was that whole Krakow experience?
For us, it was really disappointing because we could have won all of the games. I feel like we just did something really stupid that we didn't prepare well enough for the games before the games. And it would be like a completely different story. For example, if we won the first game against the SK, we would have just went with the flow, and we would win all the rest, I think. And yeah, there was other close games, and we had like big leads as well. I don't know, for some reason we got like really good starts, and we have like 7-1 or 8-1 leads, and we just throw them away.
Right.
Because we do some really stupid decisions individually, and I don't know, it just keeps happening over and over.
Would you say that it really impacted you guys that your coach naSu wasn't able to be there?
Yeah, because he watches a lot of the demos of the opponents, and he sees a lot of things that we can use, and he tells us what we should do on like pistol rounds and stuff, and gives a lot of advice to like individual players. So yeah, he's like really useful to us, and it was like a bad thing that we didn't have him at the major.
And ropz, how about you? How would you sum up your major experience?
And when we saw the draw that we got Gambit in the first round, I was really confident, the team was really confident, but you know, now they're the winners, so it wasn't the best draw, I guess. But we could have also won like all of our games. I would say we threw pretty hard against North. We had like a 15-13 situation on Kalvo on city side, and we knew that they had a force play on Sec 9s, and we just lost that round, and which ended up losing us the game. So we kind of threw that, and then we played it against Cloud9 again in our basically like elimination match, just like in Cologne. And we knew that we can beat them. We played really bad in Cologne against them, and we could have also won back then, but I don't really remember what map it was in the major. But we were really confident, just beating everyone, but it didn't go as planned.
Right. And then obviously coming out of the major, and now we're in the middle of the player break right now before Pro League Season 6 starts. There have been roster changes all over the place, and your two teams have actually, you know, had a roster change between themselves, right? So mousesports replaced Lowell with Sunny. There are rumors of more changes to come, which I'm not even going to bother asking you guys about because I know you can't talk about them. But I mean, what is both of yours take, you know, from the opposite sides of this transaction? I mean, ropz, are you excited about getting Sunny, and HS, how big of a blow is that to you guys?
I mean, yeah, I can't talk that much about the background, but I mean, obviously Sunny's, I would say, a superstar player. He's like really a complete player. He's proved it during the lands he's played, and I just think he's a great addition to our team. But about like Lowell, he's a really good player. His aim is really good, but he's just not that like consistent. He's pretty unstable, and it showed in the major that we needed a change.
Mm-hmm. And HS, obviously, PENTA, it's some of a meme at this point. In Crystal getting all his players stolen. You're witnessing it happen again with a front row seat. How frustrating is that for you?
Sunny was a really good teammate. He helped me a lot, and he's like one of the best players I played with. So it's obviously a pretty big loss for us to have him go to mousesports. Mm-hmm. I think he's gonna fit really well into mousesports. They're gonna do really well, but at the same time, I'm gonna be able to shine more in PENTA, so mm-hmm. I'm okay with that. I guess I'm gonna have my chance to shine now. But yeah, he was the best teammate I've had. He helped me a lot, and I'm a much better player now, thanks mm-hmm. to him.
Are you taking some of that pressure now that Sunny is gone onto yourself? Like, are you ready to be that star player now in this new PENTA?
I don't really feel pressure about it, but I feel more confident about it because yeah, I'm just a better player now, and I know what I can do and what I have to do. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be much better in the future, and it's a lot of it is thanks to Sunny and Crystal as well. Actually, he has like really interesting ideas that he's always showing me and the other teammates. So yeah, I'm just glad I'm in this team right now, and I'm getting the chance to improve a lot.
Mm-hmm. And ropz, conversely, on the other side, you know, with Sunny coming in, how do you foresee that impacting your role on the team? Do you think that will leave less space for you? Will you have to kind of give some of your roles over to him? What do you think?
What we talked with him so far, it just seems to fit like most of the roles that we have. We're not changing that much because he's just fitting pretty good. Okay. And I think we will be really good with him.
Okay, cool. So I mean, looking forward, obviously, like I said, we have Pro League Season 6 starting up for you, ropz. HS, you guys just finished a somewhat disappointing Premier campaign. You guys won't be showing up at the LAN because you finished out of playoffs. So beyond those things, kind of what is coming up for you guys? Obviously, ropz, you guys have a bunch of LANs coming up. HS, you're going to have to qualify for them if you want to get there.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I mean, what is the next couple months looking like for you guys from here?
For us, for us, it's just the first tournament is Malmo, and I mean we're gonna be away from home for like a couple of weeks because we have Malmo and then the tournament which was just announced in Greece yesterday, the PvP Pro tournament,
right?
Or what's it called? Whatever. And I mean that tournament can be really nice because it's a really sick location for a tournament, but on the other end it can be really bad also. So just pretty good or really bad. That's the outcome of that tournament. And then we also have the E-League spot, and we have a pretty good group in my opinion. We can get out and play in the playoffs. But yeah, it's just gonna be like 2 weeks away from home, starting from September.
Right. HS, how about you guys?
I think we don't have anything, like any invites right now, but there's some qualifiers coming up, and I guess we will try to qualify. But first of all, we need to figure out the lineup and everything about it.
Right. I mean, you guys obviously need at least a fifth. Might be potentially other changes as well. So that will definitely be a little bit of a project for you guys. So both of you guys have some adapting, some learning, some figuring out to do in the months ahead. Other than that, I guess, I don't know, we talked about all the Estonian stuff already. So other than that, I'll yield the floor to you guys if you want to give shout-outs, sponsor plugs, whatever. This is your time.
I don't know. I would just like to thank all the fans and everybody that's supporting me.
How nice.
Yeah, the fans at Cologne were pretty nice who came to the session, so thank you to those guys. And also shout out to Zowie because they are the best sponsor.
See?
For me at least.
That's how you do it, HS. That's how you do it.
I don't have any sponsors.
But yeah, Estonia will be #1 soon.
Yeah, like I said, you just got to get that population up, and then the CS talent is obviously there, so you just got to pump those numbers up, and then it's all good. All right, well, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to come on. I appreciate it, and like I said, good luck with your upcoming rebuilds and travels in the months to come.
Thank you.
Thanks.